I didn't retire at 64 because I wanted to. I retired at 64 because I wasn't given a choice. And boy, that changed everything for me. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, told me that at 65 I was going to be sitting in my kitchen, talking to my phone, filming videos, writing blogs, and trying my damnedest to create a lucrative social media side hustle. Yet here we are, and the truth of the matter is I actually kind of love it. In my blogging life, I am mrshovlandblogs.com, and in my YouTube life, I am Kyla 65 going on 28. Now, when I lost my job, I had a choice to make. I could either crawl into a corner and wither away, or I could hop on the internet and stir up a wee bit of trouble. So, in typical Kyla fashion, I chose to stir up a wee bit of trouble. So I picked up my phone, I opened my laptop, and I scribbled furiously in an old school spiral notebook. I wrote down every random thought on just about every subject you can imagine. And I turned those thoughts into blog posts, and I turned them into YouTube videos. And I also had some kind of, dare I say, unhinged thoughts. And maybe one of these days, I will have the guts to do something with one of those unhinged thoughts. When I first dove into the deep end of this mess, I really knew next to nothing about the internet, about social media. I mean, sure, I knew how to use it. I can scroll and investigate with the best of them. But I didn't know anything about all the publication apps that are available for us to use. I didn't know how to launch a blog. I didn't know how to launch a YouTube channel. I basically, like I said, knew next to nothing. Now, I had a lot of help from friends and from my favorite son-in-law, who is a computer wizard, but he probably gets kind of tired of me calling him all the time. But anyway, if I'm being honest, I did most of the heavy lifting myself. There were innumerable Google searches. There's really not much you can't figure out with a good Google search. There was lots of bad language thrown around. There was a ton of frustration. There was more tears and sleepless nights than I care to admit, but I'm an extremely stubborn person and I had no intention of giving up. But you know what? Little by little, things started to make sense to me. Little by little, things came together. I got the blog published over a year ago. The YouTube channel, I think it's been like 3 or 4 months. And I started coming up with things that I could publish, and actually things that were worth publishing. I think as women, sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for the things that we accomplish. And I'm really proud of the fact that I've been able to figure all this out and put it together. So I'm going to take just a second to say, yay me. So what am I even doing over here? Well, I'm constantly writing in my notebook because you never know when you might come up with an idea that would make good content for the blog or the YouTube channel. I film a lot of silly snippets of videos throughout the day because you never know when that maybe could turn into something. And I film videos about what it's like to be 65 with the spirit of a 28-year-old. And that could mean a lot of different things. I like to do clothing hauls. I like to try on clothes and give my opinions. I like to do things about organizing because I think that's helpful. You know, you organize your life one cabinet at a time or one drawer at a time. I like to talk about things that nobody warned me about, and trust me, there's a lot of that. I vocalize unpopular opinions that I have, but I've earned every single one of them. And that kind of goes back to stirring up a wee bit of trouble, because sometimes it has. I try and make sense of being in my 65-year-old body with a 28-year-old soul. But more than anything else, I feel like I just show up as myself. And I hope somebody resonates with me and what I have to say. And if you do resonate with me, you should hit the subscribe button. I write blogs on topics that I think are going to interest people. I chose to do a lifestyle blog, which is an all-inclusive type of blog. You don't really have to dial down to a particular niche. And so far, I've been really comfortable with that choice. I have done blogs on all sorts of different topics over the last year. Some of those topics have included online dating, which I am forever grateful for online dating because it brought me this guy. I've done topics about self-care. I've done things about travel, cooking, baking, holiday features. I did a series of gift lists at Christmas time. I do things on crafts, and I do a lot of stuff on mental health because that's a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And in addition to the YouTube channel and the blog, I also have a pretty good sized Poshmark closet. And that's something that I've been doing for quite a few years now. And I also do Amazon affiliate marketing on Pinterest. So it's all part of the game. But between my blog and my YouTube channel, my Pinterest marketing, and my Poshmark closet, it's a whole three-ring circus, you guys. It's something I like to call the side hustle shuffle. If you've ever jumped into the social media abyss, you know. You film a video, you write a blog, you forget what you're doing halfway through. You film again and again and again, and it's still not perfect. You take and you download countless photos. Do I look fat in this one? How many chins came out to play today? Oh God, my hair looks awful. You know the drill. I think this is a great topic. I think people are going to love it. Worst idea ever. And you edit again and again and again. Sometimes badly. You're a genius. You're an idiot. I think this one is going to go viral for sure. And then you decide that you're either very brilliant or that you should never speak again. Sometime within the same day, sometimes within the same project. You pull up your projects countless times. You look at your analytics 42 times a day. How many views have I gotten? Are there any comments that I need to answer? And how many of the frustratingly elusive subscribers and followers did I get today? This game is not for the faint of heart. Good thing that I'm one of the most stubbornly determined people that I know. The question a lot of people ask is, does this actually make money? And the answer for lots and lots and lots of people is a resounding yes. For me right now, the answer is eventually. Although I do make a fair little amount with my Poshmark closet. Eventually, all my efforts in my social media will pay off and I will make an income that's worthy of the time and the effort that I've put into this. It's about consistency. It's about learning as you go. It's about trying really hard not to get discouraged when a video you filmed only gets 24 views and 4 of them are family. But thanks to my family for watching. And it's about having a good attitude, because this stuff can and does turn into a good income. You can get brand deals. You can make money off of your affiliate links. There's a lot of potential for income in this game. You just have to have patience, and like I said, you have to be consistent. I'm building this in real time, even if it's not perfect, which it's not, and even if it's sometimes a little messy, which it often is, and even if sometimes I feel a little ridiculous. which sometimes I do. If you've been thinking about starting something, starting anything, maybe this is your sign to do just that. Start messy, start unsure. You don't need to know everything right in the beginning because it'll come. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to do it. I didn't really expect to love this as much as I do, but I would be lying if I didn't say that I put a ton of pressure on myself to keep writing blogs, to keep making videos, to keep pushing the momentum of the YouTube channel and the blog moving forward. But honestly, what is life without a little something to chase? I love creating. I love keeping my mind sharp by learning new things. And I love proving to myself that I'm not done yet. I didn't get the ending I expected, so I am building something better. See you next time.